So we have to talk about BlackBerry's stock again, currently being up more than 3% since the recent lows. As we are still pulling back from the second squeeze at the beginning of the month, however, what we are going to do today is give you an updated insight into what is happening to the stock and break down exactly whether it is still a buy at the end of this video. Bear in mind that it is absolutely crucial to know what we have to talk about today before buying the stock, so stay tuned for that. Before we jump right in, however, just make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And as we'll keep you updated on breaking news and awesome trading opportunities every single day, subscribing would not only help us but also you. So there is really no excuse for not smashing the subscribe button. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe if you feel so. Alright, let's start talking about the stock. So as you probably know, BlackBerry used to rock a super high growth tech stock, as it was literally the top leader of the mobile market. However, as all the new companies like Apple and Samsung came in and transitioned to the smartphones we know today, BlackBerry had a really hard time to compete and somewhat exited the mobile manufacturing segment a few years back. As said before, however, the company that completely pivoted and now provides software and security to enterprises and governments while focusing on a similar approach Amazon does with its AWS product line, machine learning and cloud services. But the real reason for why the stock too was up so much recently is the new short squeeze attempt by retail traders, while being one of the most hyped stocks on Wall Street. And although the fundamentals we are going to talk about in a second are crucial for long-term investors, the massive spikes recently hadn't really anything to do with those. Nevertheless, the stock's trading volume suddenly surged to as much as 37 million, compared to the average of 5.3 million. And as we've seen before, retail traders basically forced hedge funds to square up their short positions while driving up the price due to them having to buy back in. And with a short volume ratio of 25%, such a short squeeze was definitely possible, which resulted in the massive price jumps. As the following is crucial to consider for our prediction at the end of the video, however, we'll now take a look at some key fundamentals for the stock before we'll also come to some short squeeze data. So let's start with the relatively unimpressive quarterly results the company announced earlier this year. Revenue was just $210 million, down 25% from the same period last year. But there are several temporary issues that likely caused this decline. Specifically, the company's security business faced a difficult comparison with last year, when the onset of the pandemic caused many businesses to look to provide security for their remote workers. Additionally, hurting BlackBerry's QNX business, which we'll also take a look at in a second, chip shortages lowered automobile production last quarter, and the company's intellectual property revenue was reduced because of ongoing talks over the sale of many of its patents. Meanwhile, BlackBerry's bottom line was lowered by a seasonal issue. The company pays out its annual bonuses in Q1. And of course, all the factors that negatively impacted BlackBerry's top line likely reduced its profits as well. But despite all the issues, BlackBerry is almost a $7 billion company still. And if there is a light at the end of the tunnel, it may be coming from the new QNX platform we alluded to earlier, which basically is a real-time operating system built especially for electric vehicles. And the global shift to electric vehicles will be a major driver of revenue growth for the QNX system, which was also built in cooperation with Amazon. And as said before, despite the recent moves not happening based on fundamentals, BlackBerry definitely deserves credit for stabilizing its business, but you have to consider that its software and services segment still faces tough challenges in the cybersecurity market. If you are in for the squeeze, however, fundamentals don't matter that much. But with BlackBerry being the most mentioned company on Wall Street today, some further hype from Reddit and retail investors buying more is pretty much certain. Alright, with that being it for today's video, thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video and want to support our mission of providing free financial information to everyone here on YouTube, please ensure you're subscribed and definitely consider leaving a like. As mentioned before, it really means the world to us. Thanks a lot, and see you next time.